Hey everyone, day 13 today. Yesterday's problem was quite difficult. I ended up solving it in like an hour, which is quite slow, but it seems like a lot of people struggled on it, so I'm not too sad. It is interesting though, most people solved it using the idea that the number of corners is the same as the number of edges, which I never would have thought about, but does make sense. Okay, looks like today's input we should split into 3 parts. Got it. Cool. Alright, what is the day? Claw machines. The claw must be positioned exactly above the prize. Ah, I see. So we have to click 94 units. Pushing the B button. Okay, so it moves both. I see. So I want to find the cheapest way to click the buttons. It costs 3 tokens to hit A and 1 token to hit B. And each button we press no more than 100 times. I see, okay. So there's actually not many things to send in, right? There's effectively 2 buttons and then a position, right? Okay, so we can do, actually it explicitly says there's only 100 button presses. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna use it long just in case part 2, right? Okay, so what do we need? We need x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. It's literally all we need. Now, how do we get that from here? So what we probably want to actually do is have a helper method that will grab everything we need. Private helper, which will just grab what, 3 lines maybe, and work from there. So what we can do is string array temp equals new string array. We just have it literally hold 3 lines, right? 1, 2, 3. Do temp. Let's do temp I equals in.next line. And then finally we do in.next line to clear that empty line that we don't want. Cool. Actually, I'm going to do, just because I don't know how the ending looks. Cool. So now I have all these temps, right? And I can just do answer plus equals part 1. I don't know, helper temp. Cool. So now what will helper do? Well, so string A button is this one. So we have all these. Now let's parse the int out of them. So we can go for pluses and commas, I guess. So string misspelled A button. So we can split on either comma or plus symbol. Sure, and let's do this for the other ones as well. I think, there's no plus symbol for this one, so we'll go with the equal symbol for this one. Second, third. Okay. Now, we could actually figure out which part each one is, or we can just print them all out and see. Let's take a quick peek. Ah, yes. It's going to return 0, obviously, but... Oh no, why is everything button A? Oh, right. Wait, what? Yeah. Should be B button. Should be goal. Alright, take 2. So we have 0, 1. Okay, so 1 and 3. First 1, first 3, second 1, second 3, and then what is it for third? 1 and 3. Oh, well, okay. Now, of course, we do have to do integer.parseInt for all of these. We're not in a language where we can coerce the typing. You know, I do like languages that can, but it always felt a bit loose. I think it's just because I've always coded in Java. The idea of possibly not having types be so strict is kind of scary to me. Probably it shouldn't be, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, just make sure this compiles. It does. Lovely. Okay. Now, what do we do to actually get the right thing? So I think, okay, it says no more than 100, right? So I think we should just easily run from 0 to 100. We do y3 minus equals y1, x3 minus equals x2, oops, no, x1. And then if y3 is divisible by y2, that's a great sign. Then we could do int second, because this is the second button, which costs 1, remember. I guess the first thing is, if the two buttons are identical buttons, right? So if y2 times x1 equals x2 times y1, because that means they're actually the same. We'll need to take care of that case. Otherwise, we're going to assume everything is, you know, mutually prime. No more than 100 buttons. Yeah, okay, cool. Then we can have y3 divided by y2. We know this is an int given the if statement. Then if second, which is, and then times x2 equals x3, that means we have an actual solution. So we can do return second plus, what is this? Actually, let's start with button press 1 and go up to button press 100, plus I times 3. And if there's no solution, just add 0. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to code for this case yet because we might not need it. We don't need it yet. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. We're gonna do some gigantic numbers now. Cool. So what is this number? 1,000, million, billion, trillion. We're adding 10 trillion to every number. That's just lovely. Cool. So we're gonna add the boolean in. Cool. We're gonna make this a something like that. Cool. Make all of them longs. Yeah, why not? Long. After all, you gotta handle some very large numbers. So we want long maybe x3 to be this thing plus integer dot parse third. And then long maybe y3 equals, again, this massive thing, plus, oh, what did I just do? Sometimes that ID gets in your way, but it helps me more than it gets in my way. If part 1, we actually just want to set these equal. I guess I could have done if not part 1 and then added it, but it's fine. The naming's also pretty bad. I should probably just call it x3 and y3. Okay. Cool. So now the issue is, of course, we can't just go to 100 because, you know, these are in the, what is that? Like they're 10, right? So we'd have to do 10 trillion. Obviously, we can't do 10 trillion. Like that's clearly far too big. So what could we do to try to simplify here? Let's see. Just to see how long it runs, let's do this quickly. Oh, wait a second, why did the answer to part 1 change? Huh? Oh, because, right, okay, never mind, I know why. We don't want this to be dynamic. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. That's correct. As expected, this is going to run for a long time. What can we do to speed it up? Well, I have a feeling the answer is probably modular arithmetic somehow, right? Because we can figure out... What can we figure out? I feel like there's something we gotta be able to figure out here. Right, okay. So once we... Let's do this. I don't even know if this is gonna change that much. But once we find that something that's equal, we can just do increment equals. What can we make the increment? We'd want to make it the LCM of the two. Do I not have an LCM? Oh, weird. I could have sworn I had an LCM thing. No? Okay, there we go. Utils the LCM. Is it Y1? Y2? Oh, goodness. I should have used long. Okay. Probably should just remake it, but I'm going to go see if I can find LCM real quick. Long. long, relies on the GCD. Okay, long, 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 cool. Oh, that breaks something else. Yeah, we're just gonna comment that part out and pretend it doesn't exist. Cool. So now we have the increment. This should speed it up significantly, because now we're adding, well, we're adding a lot more at once, right? So we can we can add a lot more at once. Now is it y1 or is it y2? I don't know. Let's try y1. Add anti-nodes is failing. Okay, that's fine. Anywhere else I use GCD? Oh my goodness. Alright, fine. We'll comment out this whole day 8. Sorry, day 8. Your sacrifice is unfortunate, but required. Okay, so even doing the LCM is not fast enough. That's unfortunate. Okay. Now the thing is, each time we add, we can see how far off we are, right? So we're going to do long delta equals, so what is the delta? Basically the delta is what happens if we add, we want to put this after this, so long delta equals basically x3 minus second times x2. Alright, so if the delta is 0, I mean, we're done, sure. Otherwise, we need to figure out how much the delta is decreasing by, right? So if we do so we gotta find the difference, but otherwise we can just take the difference. Oh goodness, I'm gonna call this delta difference. That's not a good name. Alright, so now we can do increment times equals what do we want? Delta divided by delta difference? Yeah, something like that, maybe? I don't know if that'll work. Let's see. Nope, that does not work. What if we do that? Nope, still doesn't work. Cool. I mean, this should be constant pretty much, right? Okay, it is remarkably not constant. Oh, right. I still need to set previous delta. Right. Okay. Yeah, now it's a constant. Okay, cool. So we have constant. Let's just do a quick division, right? So is this divisible? It is, in fact, divisible. Cool. I do have a feeling we're probably missing it, though. Somehow. How are we missing it, though? I would have expected if we multiply Yeah, why does this not work? Like, what do we end up with? Negative 997,991. What? That's really weird. How did delta end up being 991? Like, this is a whole number, right? Yeah, just to confirm Google's not messing with me. Oh boy. Maybe it is messing with me. Why does this one not give me a... Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. So 4... I'm just gonna write this down. 48523358830. Cool. Minus 48523358830. Okay, it is 0. But like if I do 1, cool. So it is in fact a whole number. So now how in the world did this go so wrong? Because we should be able to just do y3 minus equals y1 times increment times delta divided by difference, right? Same for x3. I feel like that should work, right? Like, let's just print out what the two things are. Okay, that seems relatively good. What is missing here? Well, okay, so if we should do a check, right? If this mod this does not equal 0, return 0, right? We're done. Otherwise, we do this, then we have to do I plus equals basically this, because we're doing this outside of the loop. Sorry, like between different cycles. And we also need to do something about second. What is second? So y3 is now 0, so it's kind of useless. Right? But second was y3 divided by y2. And we just subtracted a crazy amount of y1. Does that change second at all? Like, what if it is just fine? I don't know. Let's go see. Oh no, we're dividing by 0. Delta difference is 0. I did not expect that. I don't really know what that means. We're going to ignore that case for now. I'll come back to it. Oh, that's not good. Part 1 is way off. Which probably suggests that second does in fact matter. Who could have guessed? Alright. Oh, it doesn't give us an answer for this one, huh? That's quite unfortunate. It's fine. Let's try this. So part 1 is 480, which is not right. It should be 280. Why is that not right? So system.print. Oh, wait, what? These are not both 0. That is really bad. Why would that be the case? In fact, none of them have both of them be 0. That's super bad. Yeah, like look at these. Neither of these are 0, which is strange. Because I would have thought the delta would be 0 right after doing all that. Oh no, that's saying there's this much left, right? Yeah, no. Right, because we've only done the x1 portion. Okay. So then we do second plus equals the remainder. So x3 divided by x1. No, that is not it. Honestly, at this point, what are we even having? Like, what is second and what is I? Let's figure that out. So we have 4980 and 51038. Huh. Is it rather than plus equals just equals? Is that it? No, clearly not. Well, the issue is, what is the correct answer? So the first one is 8040, and then the second one is, oh wait, 480 was right. Didn't I have 480 at some point? Am I crazy? Not here. Oh yeah, I had 480. Oh, interesting. But it didn't work for this. Okay. Yeah, 14,000 something, clearly wrong. What is it? So how often do we end up here? No diff. I don't know how that's even possible. Versus wrong diff. Oh no, both cases actually happen quite a bit. And that's for part 1, which it shouldn't even be possible that happens for. Wow, this is weird. I really thought this was a pretty easy day, but I'm kind of struggling. Okay, I'm going to remove this check. I mean, it's obviously never hit in my data. Why does this delta stuff not work? Let's see. Let's do this, right? So what are we at? Like, what is I? I is 32, I is 2, I is negative, wait. The negative cases might be problematic. How do we end up with negative i's? What? Wait. That does not make sense. Because increment should at most get multiplied by a positive number. Right? Like, increment should never be negative. Am I crazy? How is increment ever negative? the increment is very often 1. Right. Let's shove it in here. What if we move the return line in? Okay, now we have something that's even more wrong. Lovely. What is going on? Let's get rid of those, get rid of this. It just doesn't make sense to me. How is it? Like, what's going on? Okay, wait, let's only do part 1 for now. 1 sec. Did I fix everything? Is part 1 good? 2, 4, 2, 9. Okay, cool. So, wrong diff is fine. But notably, I don't see any no diffs. Yeah, okay. I don't know what could cause a no diff, but wrong diff seems alright. So we're gonna get rid of that one. Cool, cool. We have a bunch of random cases. Huh, the delta gets real dang big here before finishing. Like, what is up with that? How is the delta in the negative 10,000 and then somehow we're fine? Every cycle, delta's getting more and more negative, and then we return? What? Oh, and then maybe we hit the cycle limit. Ah, right. So if we actually want this to get rid of those. Yeah, we don't need to print wrong diff anymore, but this is a good case. Cool, cool, cool. So negative 9, that one just immediately breaks. Cool. This one, okay, wait, let's put this after the ones where it's already returned, so we don't have to worry about those for now. Yeah, so you see, rather than doing this, couldn't we not just speed it up? Why can't we do... this? Shouldn't this just always finish? I'm missing something? Oh no, it does. Wait, what? Didn't I do that? Okay, wait, let's set this to false. Sorry, no, let's set this to part 1. This is not good. Those are some extraordinarily large numbers. Have you given up? What's going on? I mean, this number is humongous. The number should never be bigger than like What is this again? Yeah, so if math.abs delta, can this even handle longs? Okay, it can. Is greater than that, we give up. Right, something's gone wrong, clearly. Otherwise, let's go and print answer. It just doesn't go. What is up with that? What if I remove one of the zeros? Still nothing. How is that possible? Why would it only work for part 1? I mean, we're not even hitting the no diff case, by the way. Well, we're not even finishing the very first one, so I don't know. What is it even calculating right now? Somehow increment becomes 0? Like, is it stuck in an infinite loop? Interesting. So no, we're not stuck in an infinite loop, but somehow the increment is never getting past 1. Probably because it takes, wait a second. Wait a second, what? The increment never makes it past 1. How's that possible? What are we subtracting here? So the very first case, right, has, wait, the very first case doesn't even have 11. Oh, it's this case. Oh, because the LCM, like, is this supposed to go about y2? No way, right? Yeah, no, it's definitely not that. That means we should be hitting the delta stage, right? Something is weird here. How much is this going down by? This is going down by 55 each time. But I is increasing by 1. Okay. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Okay, sure. But, like, what is this number, mod 11? Is 10. Oh, it's not even freaking reachable. Okay. Here, we're gonna have to check for that. If y2 I'm gonna just have a bunch of these primality checks. need a bunch of them. So this is y1, y2. Now we have x2, x1, and x1, x2. Oh, that's y. So if any of those are the case, we give up instantly. Okay, now we're stuck on a different loop. What is this about? Again, this is not, what? 77? Which case are we even looking at? Oh boy, there's many 77s. Okay. Obviously there's no x4 through 6, but just wanted a placeholder. Right, okay, let's figure out which case we're on at least. So we're on 66, 81, 77. Okay, so that's interesting because none of those are, where even is this case? 66, uh, 81, 14, 77. What in the world? Where are you? So it's 1477. Oh, sorry. 8177. Okay. X plus 81, Y plus, okay, there it is. 6614. Okay. In this case. Oh, we did not get very far at all. What is going on here? So if y3, y2, so whatever are we printing here? Y3 is this one. Okay, it's not, so we keep going. Yeah, quite logical. And then I think I don't get is how is I, what is I? Oh, I is increasing by 1 each time, sure. So I is increasing by 1, and do we just never hit a point where we're good? Like, it's a bit strange, no? Because it's relatively prime. Oh, 14 and 77 are not relatively prime. I see. So I guess I should just do long y GCD equals GCD utils.gcd y1 y2 long x GCD equals utils.gcd x1 x2, right? And then if y3 y GCD does not equal 0, turn 0. x3 x GCD, and we don't need all of these random cases. Lots of GCDs and LCMs going on. Alright, we got 0 as our solution. That is lovely. Yeah, that's kind of impressive. How in the world? We didn't get any no diffs. Okay, let's stop printing the universe. Sure, there's a lot of zeros. Okay, well, part 1 is not even right anymore. Lovely. How? What's going on? Did I change something? Like, I didn't think I touched the logic much. Is it this line? This is just a sanity check. We shouldn't have done anything. You know, it didn't. How is the world? Am I going crazy? I just added in a check and now it doesn't work? How is that even possible? I didn't change anything in here, right? Wow, I am confused. I could have sworn I didn't change anything in there. Okay, look, I'm gonna copy this and then we're gonna just do a mega backwards. Go, go, go. Backwards, backwards, backwards until we can find a place where maybe we're returning the right thing for part 1 at least. Like, is part 1 good here? Oh, can't even tell. Okay, I'm gonna set that as true. No, part 1 isn't even good still. What? Keep going back. Are you good here? Oh, we are. Okay, okay. What did we change? We added a print statement. That shouldn't have done anything. Oh, this should be still y1. Cool. And now if we add this in. Yeah, it shouldn't change anything. Let's set this back to part 1. And part 2 is 0 again. What in the world? How? How? Are we using any ints, by the way? Oh, okay, not print line. No, we're not using any ints. Somehow, it just doesn't work. That's quite unfortunate. Go, so increment to 62. And then 0. What happens? Oh, is it this? Well, that doesn't seem good. Let's just get rid of everything but the... Actually, let's just do this. Oh my goodness, how do I just select everything but something? I'll do the dumb way. I really just want to keep one thing. Okay, actually, let's just copy this, delete everything, repaste it. Alright, rerun. Yeah, this ain't right. This ain't right. Okay. What are we doing? Our delta is humongous. Is it going the right direction? Why do I have multiple print lines? Wait, what? I don't? Oh, no, what? Okay, it has to be this line then, right? So the increment is 6 million, okay. Feels big, but I guess it's fine. And somehow the increment becomes negative? How does that happen? Okay, so what is this then? Fine. So we have the delta difference pivots from positive to negative. That's not good. Does this change anything? Why did I start debug? What's that gonna do for me? Oh. Wait, that changes something? But this line... What? What in the world? Oh my goodness, that is confusing. That is confusing. Alright, one sec. Let's try this one. This should give 280. Yeah, it gives 280 for part 1, and then part 2 it just kind of dies? What's up with that? Why would it just die? I mean, nothing. Oh, I guess this is relatively prime to 2, but this is clearly divisible by 2, so that's fine. These share no common factors, so it's weird that it would just not have a solution. Is that possible? Is it possible there's just no answer? Like, what if this was 5401? Oh yeah, there'd actually be no answer in that case. Huh. Okay. So maybe this first one just doesn't have an answer. Yeah, see, this is what doesn't make sense. So why are we going on? Where are we going here? Shouldn't be this much. Cool. So negative 997, and then this thing. Is this thing divisible by 997? Mod 997. It is in fact divisible. Cool. So then we get this, which is bad because we expect to get 0, right? After we find the deltas, in this case we don't even get to the deltas, we just solve it. No, I need one where we get to the deltas. Maybe this one. Wait, the delta stuff never triggers for part 1? Is that the issue? We really never trigger the delta case? Wow, that is crazy. Do we seriously never trigger for any single entry? Oh no, we do. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. Too many print statements. Lovely. We're not right again. What in the world? This is supposed to be such an easy problem, and I really bungled this, huh? How are we? What is this? How do we get a different answer all of a sudden? I again thought I didn't change anything. Oh, except this? This was what's weird. No, that doesn't do anything. How is this possible? I'm literally I keep doing these no-ops, or what I think are no-ops, and then it just, everything is different. Alright, well, undo. How's this? Nope. Still bad. Keep undoing. How's this? Hard to tell. Keep undoing. How's this? Still wrong. Keep undoing. this? Nope, still wrong. Keep on doing. Wait, what? We're so oh. Am I not even on the... Oh my goodness, what is my input? I'm copying a fraction of the input, aren't I? Yes, and I just undid a ton of work. Wow, I'm so brilliant. Okay. Well, what can you do? Alright, get rid of that line. I'm still confused about this. I am still confused. Yeah, it's spinning away, right? For no good reason. Oh right. I did want to check if we ever hit this in part 1. In part 1, we do. Right. Yep. Okay. So we hit this in part 1. 290, is the sign wrong? Is that the issue here? Because the previous delta is bigger. Okay. And now if we get rid of this. I mean, this seems good. Delta 0. Why is it? Oh, they're frozen. What happened? Oh, I got rid of my GCD checks. Okay. We can bring them back. xgcd equals utils.gcd x1, x2. And ygcd equals utils.gcd y1, y2. If y3 ygcd does not equal 0, or x3 xgcd does not equal 0, return 0. Nice, we got an answer. Is it right? It is. Okay, well, that's quite unfortunate. I think, honestly, yeah, I did quite well in part 1. If it hadn't been for that sign flip, it took me so long to catch that. Well, because this is already such a long video, I'm actually just going to show the process I generally go through afterwards, which is how I get the problem onto GitHub, which you can view. I'll link it in the description, or I'll try to remember to link in the description if you want to go see my solutions on GitHub. So usually what I do first is I sort of clean up any of the scratch code, right? So that's all the comments. That's generally not very necessary. Then clean up some of the new lines. Actually, this is a reasonable check, so I'm going to keep it in even though this never happened. Then I look here, I can probably just static import dot src.meta.utils, something like that. Is it like that? Yeah, import static, because then I can get rid of the utils here, which which is just to make things a little bit cleaner. This delta diff thing never triggers. I don't think this is even possible to trigger, so I'm just gonna remove that. Gonna remove this. Make sure everything still looks good. Yep. Still got the right answers. All right. Next up, I will, try to check out wherever it's sort of like concerned. Add an int here. Why is it not like one thing? Nah, it's too complicated. Oh well. Clear up the imports. And now, I think this is roughly a good point to submit it. Is it the cleanest thing? Maybe not. Oh, actually, let's call this x3. I did say I was going to change this, so I might as well. Y3, and then we can just do x3, y3. Cool. Yeah. Oh, this is also such an unnecessary thing, right? Like, we rename a thing into the thing. Very useless. So we'll get rid of these. Cool. Now, anything else to do that's kind of an obvious improvement? Yeah, we can probably, rather than actually storing the GCU, you only use it a single time, and it's the next line, so I don't think that's too much complexity. Do that. Things still look good, right? I don't actually remember what the answer was, so I should probably not say that. 877. Oh, things do not look good. Really? Why not? Does this look good? No, 877. That's not 877. Okay, well, let's undo again. Yeah, sometimes when cleaning up your code, you end up re-breaking it, which is always solid. How in the world did I get 877? Oh, is it this? Aha, alright. Oh, right, why am I doing a int? Obviously this needs to be a long. Yeah, there we go. Casting is redundant. What? Well, why are you mad at me? Division result is truncated to an integer. But it's not, because we know that, I guess the ID is just not smart enough to figure that out. Okay, I'm not going to waste time on that. We're going to do this again. Yeah, downside with undoing everything. Gotta redo it. Why are you mad? Oh, nope, it's fine. Get rid of that still. Redo this part. Cool. I honestly don't know the value of this line. Like, does that do anything? No. So let's just call this first delta. Probably a better name. And then we can do, delta difference. And then we increment plus times equals. Cool. So yeah, the actual code for that part is quite compact. Big fan. Alright, so now I'm going to state where I like the code. I'll go to GitHub, and then I will add the file, but then I'll also add the actual bytecode file. This is because I have SonarLint set up, so this will tell me all the code smells in my code. So later on, not during December, but later in the year, I'll look back, find the code smells, fix that, so to try to get my repo to a little bit of a better state. This is also currently broken, but I have something called AOC tiles that I have installed. That helps automatically generate little cute tiles. Again, not working right now, but let me go to my repo and then you can see what it looks like. See, it looks like this. I fixed it on day 3 and it broke again. On day 13, it's been 10 days. I'll refix it, but this is what it's supposed to look like. I'll show you my other repo actually. Yeah, you see this one actually works properly. It shows you all the days. It has a little thing about what your time is, what your rank is. But yeah, I haven't gone to work here. And then this is the SonarLint stuff. Code smells is like what things I can, do better. Right now I just have it set up so I can just directly push to main. Obviously, if you're actually coding anything for real, you should never do that. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, where I hopefully put up a slightly less bad performance. It's been a rough 2 days, but you know, next day's probably going to be pretty hard given it's a Friday. Alright, see you tomorrow.